shadows lie. Grip the handle, feel the engines roar. Freedom ain't a dream, it's the open door. Ride the storm, feel the thunder break. Cut the change and let the earth quake. Born to run, born to never fold.
Welcome back to the road to the NASRA 500 and the King of Daytona, presented by Blanchard Stone and Recovery. We welcome you now back to the World Center of Racing on iRacing. Tyler Dittmer, Wesley Outland, Bigglesdean Hopton on production, and now get ready to strap in for Florida Cabinet Distributors qualifier number 2. It's another 20 laps. Top 3 transfer into the duels. Everyone else to a last chance qualifier unless you buy back. And Tyler, again, a little mixed reviews on what they thought about the finish of race number 1, won by Malik Ray. But remember, if there's a caution and they can't finish this thing until Thursday night, we're going to finish under caution.
That is true. And yep, as you said, top 6 move on to the duels on Friday night out of each qualifier, and then top 4 out of the last chance qualifiers, which are races 13 through 15 on Thursday night, move on to the duels. So 6 drivers in each of the first 12, 4 in each of the last 3. We already saw Malik Ray move on. Big name, as we're about to get the starting grid here at Daytona for qualifier number 2.
Yeah, let's get it started, ladies and gentlemen. As the field is gridded behind the pace car, the lineup music is set. I love that jingle, and it is time to introduce the starting lineup. On the pole, it is Andrew Harris and that number 81, Miles, and of course John Word and Matthew Wood on row number 2. Row number 3, Miles Bagley and J.D. Larson, a new starting grid for the new year. I love it. Dustin Shepard alongside Kenneth McCullough Jr. on row 4. Row 5 there, my friend Tyler, will be Trevor Asmanoff and Richard Elliott, your top 10.
Row number 6 begins with Matthew Patton and Dave Colbert back again for his second race of the evening. Row number 7, Chris Blanchard in for his second race as well, with Cameron Craig to his outside. Joshua McCullough and Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson for his second race of the night. Row number 8, Cole Larson and Tyler Goodwin both back in here, starting in row number 9. Row 10 has Charlie Morgan and David Calvert.
Moving on now to row number 11, it'll find Ed Osborne and Tristan Bruce. He's going to requalify again. You heard him say that in post-race. Joey Creek, Jeff Beringer. Row number 13, Curtis Banks in the 25th spot, followed by Brandon Wallace in the Valvoline 99. Row 14, Mark Vondell in the Napa Know-How colors, and Peyton Johnson on the 15. And your top 30 there, Tyler will find Buzzy Mongold from Concord, Mark Thompson in the P30.
Yeah, and Dustin Cowan's going to roll off last on the field. Shotgun on the field, as they would say. Brady LaBeouf, race control, along with TJ Moore and Cody Knott this evening, Wesley. So we get ready for race number 2 here at Daytona.
I thought we were about to have a top 40 countdown,
now,
top 40.
Just 32 drivers in the field.
Well, listen, that was one of the things they had talked about, right? Look at the weather, 90 degrees in the sim, track temp at 90 degrees, northeast wind at 2 miles an hour, partly cloudy conditions, and 78 degrees sim temp under partly cloudy skies. But there is a 1 hour time limit. Hopefully that won't take an hour to run 20 laps. But it took almost 4 hours to run 100 laps at Dillon today. Pardon the pun. But I will say this, though, if you will, Tyler. You know, these are these sprints, right? 20 laps is 50 miles. This is what the old Busch Clash distance used to be back in the early 80s, 90s, Bud Shootout in the 2000s before they changed it and they moved it. Then the Clash at the Coliseum in L.A. and now at Bowman Gray coming up in less than 30 days for NASCAR. But this is where it all started, right? And here's a sprint. I mean, you got to figure your car out and you got to get yourself into the trio podium positions if you want to be ready for Friday night.
Yeah, you really do. And I mean, I remember growing up as a kid going to a couple of these Bud Shootouts, and they used to be really cold. February, especially under the lights at Daytona, it'd be a very, very cold time. I remember being wrapped up in numerous blankets, standing up in the grandstands, watching, you know, Jeff Burton, Dale Jr., Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, people you don't see running on the track anymore, Wesley at Daytona National Speedway. But we got 1 to green here. And it's going to be an exciting Florida Cabinet Distributors qualifier number 2.
And they'll be looking for the green flag. And there's a look at the flyer for the details as qualifier number 2 on night number 1. Presented by Florida Cabinet Distributors is coming up next. Get ready. The green flag awaits us in just one moment as, again, these drivers prepare to fight for one of those 3 spots coming up.
We now pause for station identification. This is the Community Radio Network, WCRN, 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Smithfield, North Carolina. Proud to be in the USA. We are CRN.
It has been a Motorsports Sunday on the Community Radio Network. Obviously, coverage for the last 3 nights of the 16th running of the New Year's Bash Nationals at Dillon. And now the coverage begins for night 1 of the 2nd annual NASRA 500 King of Daytona, presented by That Other Towing Company. Of course, I think that name's going to be changing, but right now, Blanchard's Towing Company. Thank you to Chris Blanchard. As Tyler, we are waiting for a green flag. Lights off on the iRacing safety car. It'll duck onto the pit lane coming up at about another 300 feet, and it will drop onto pit road right about now. The field now settles 2 by 2 into the United Rentals restart zone for the green flag. We're underway. This is qualifier number 2, presented by Florida Cabinet Distributors, and we're taking 3 to the last chance races and the duel on the line Friday night. You could do a lot of things on Sunday to race again on Friday, but you got to be in the top 3, and it's Miles on the whole shot.
Yeah, Stephen Miles got ahead of Andrew Harris there on that initial start. Looked like Harris had a little bit more help there on the inside lane from John Ward, but not enough for him to get ahead of Stephen Miles. They enter 1 and 2. Now they're looking down the back straightaway. Matthew Wood leading that outside line. He's got a lot of help from behind, and J.D. Larson looking to push his way forward here as they're running side by side, 3 and 4.
Patience is a virtue, and right now you must have it as they come thundering down out of turn number 3 and 4 off that 2.5 miles of banking. That's 31 degrees of banking in the corners, down to that 3,400-foot tri-oval. As right now the leaders will lead lap 1. It is Wood, MDW, Matthew David Wood. He'll lead lap number 1, but we're not done as they go into turn 1.
Yeah, they're back here in turn number 1. Everyone kind of minding their P's and Q's, running 2 by 2 by 2. Call it all 15 rows of them. We're going to have to wait and see when that first car is going to step out of line and try to push it 3 wide. Looks like a couple cars further on back in the field are trying to make it 3 wide. Only 20 laps, Wesley. Drivers have to make a move quickly, but also not get yourself in trouble.
The key indeed, obviously, is to put Miles in that top spot as the throwback car of the exalted 2-time Daytona 500 man of William Byron right now, shuffled out of line, the top 5 single file. Here comes the Sunoco Wood Machine, the 92 up on the outside. He'll power now to the 24 miles. Push to the inside is Harris. He's got friends, and we're now door to door going back into 1.
Yeah, if there's a driver you want the colors of right now based on their hot streak at Daytona, it is William Byron's 24 back-to-back Daytona 500 winner. He has a lead, but John Ward's looking at his inside, the only Toyota inside the top 10. He's going to power to the lead, but he has no help. He's waiting for Andrew Harris to get to his back bumper. Meanwhile, Miles has, call that the 16 of Matthew David Wood to his back bumper.
Steven, not
trouble in the back.
Oh, trouble. Big crash. Big trouble coming into the tri-oval. Entering off turn 4, a massive scramble. 5, 6, 7 cars all involved. Yellow coming out here. You saw it happen there. Tyler is wearing a yellow flag, presented by Serve Pro for the first time at lap number 3.
Yeah, it looked like Mark Vondell and Dave Calvert each got involved early on. I'm not entirely sure who started that one, but further on back, Ed Osborne noted it as well, called it out over the race chat. But we'll have to go look at Mark Vondell or Dave Calvert and see exactly what they saw, because they seem to be in the thick of things there. A lot of drivers involved as the pace car picks up the field on the back straightaway. We're going to wait and see if we can get a Pulse Poppers instant replay here shortly. But Wesley, I think turn 4 is going to be
drawing away and the mic's muted. My apologies.
No,
I'm just drawing away and the mic's muted.
I was wondering. I saw you trying to key in. I never heard anything. But Wesley, turn 4 was Calamity Corner in qualifier number 1, the first instance of the race. As we get the Pulse Poppers instant replay going, we'll have to see exactly what happened here. As So we're looking further on back of the field. They were 3 wide back there, Wesley. Looks like a car gets out of line, just like a shove gone wrong. Oh, what 3 wide and came back down in front of the field. That's the 90 machine, it looks like, of Dave Calvert. And he just kind of tries to get back in line, but there is no space for him to go. And call that maybe even 10 cars involved there, Wesley. Some big damage throughout the field.
Yeah, and another nowhere to go, if you will. It's a scramble, baby, that turned into a scrum with multiple cars littered all over the racetrack. There's Mark Vondell, the 69 caught up in it, and other cars involved. Yellow flag out as we are under the yellow flag for the first time in Florida Cabinet Distributor qualifier number 2. The lights are on the pace car. We're still under yellow flag. We're going to take a break and thank some of our sponsors. We're seeing guys come to the pit lane. We're going to take a pit stop as well. We're back with more qualifier number 2 on the road to the King of Daytona. When we come back, stay with us.
Craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime is Florida Cabinet Distributors. With over 20 years in business and 39 years of woodmaking experience, they proudly serve Northeast Florida to Southeast Georgia, delivering custom woodwork that combines precision, beauty, and durability. Whether you're dreaming of a custom kitchen, bathroom vanity, fireplace and mantle, entertainment center, outdoor kitchen, or even a full library, we can build it at Florida Cabinet Distributors, exactly the way that you envision. Hey, no project is too big or too small. If it's made of wood, Florida Cabinet Distributors can make it. Call or text Steve today. Yes, they gave us his personal cell number, 904-874-3442. That's 904-874-3442 to book today. Florida Cabinet Distributors, craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime.
Hey, we're back at Daytona. Thanks for jamming with us. Florida Cabinet Distributors qualifier number 2. Tyler Dittmer, Wesley Outland, Finkelstein, Hopton, as always, all of the officials behind NASRA, Brady LaBeouf, Cody Knott, race directors, TJ Moore, and others, Robert Richards, Joshua Suss, everybody that's behind operations, and we are under the yellow flag again as we are about 1/4 of the way through, 5 in. Drivers making repairs. There's a lot of work on the damaged vehicle policy. iracing clock for them, Tyler.
Yeah, 12 drivers came down pit road for extended pit stops to fix their cars. Mark Vondell and David Calvert seemed to get away with the least amount of damage, both under a minute for their stops. But other drivers with long pit stops includes Dave Calvert, Joey Creech, who's still on pit road, Brandon Wallace, Miles Bagley, Jeff Bergner, Buzzy Mongol, Tyler Goodwin, Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson, and Peyton Johnson, all with significant amount of damage, all with stops longer than a minute fixing their machines. A lot of drivers really hurt, which is going to make the battle for the top 6 to automatically advance to the duels a little bit more interesting, Wesley.
So the field will work their way back for the restart. Lights off on the pace car. There's the biggest movers of the race, by the way. Thompson and Cowan have both gained 12 spots. Worked it up in positions 18 and 20. Curtis Banks, 8 positions down. 17th position on the racetrack. And all of this going on as we will get ready for the restart here. Let's see if we can finish one. And, you know, Tyler, we've said this about the duels, right, in years past, real racing, iRacing. Sometimes the first race is quiet or the first race is crazy and chaotic as we have liftoff at Daytona International Airport.
Yeah, we do.
There's the flyover from President Trump's Air Force One. He's been there to Daytona twice, was there last year. All right, let's try to go back for a restart with Miles and Ward, Harris, Wood, Shepard, your top 5. But no, Tyler, back to what I was saying, man, as we come back to green. And this wraps up a serve pro caution here for Florida Cabinet Distributor qualifier 2. Normally you see crazy, chaotic racing in the opening duel. And then normally the second duel is calmer we'll see what happens here now as we go back to green. And they're running out of time now. 14 laps to go.
Yeah, 14 laps left, and it looks like Stephen Miles we've just lost connection to. Don't see him anywhere on the track anymore. Everyone's kind of trying to figure out where he is. Meanwhile, John Ward, he's taking the lead. He's got Andrew Harris, Dustin Shepard. They're in line behind him. As you see, someone jumping to the outside. Is that Matthew David Wood? Matthew David Wood is going with John Ward and Justin Shepard there on the outside lane.
So the man out of Houghton, Louisiana, falling off the curve or something amiss on him as now Mr. 92. That is John Ward from Valdosta, Georgia. Something about them Georgia boys and the Dega Pros racing entry now. Going to the lead. He leads them through the trioval. 13 to go. 7 in. John Ward, 92. Thunders for the whole shot in one.
Yeah, John Ward doing everything he can to stay in control of this race. Looking like a little bit of 3-wide action further on back in the field. It looks to be the number, can't tell exactly what it is. Is that the 98 machine of J.D. Larson trying to make it 3-wide on the outside? Maybe, but they're really loose there in that top lane there on the back straightaway. They all keep it together for now. Oh, looks like maybe some contact further on back. 2 cars into each other. They keep it straight right now. Meanwhile, still out front, John Ward leads this race as they go towards 3 and 4.
Something we haven't done all night as they thunder off of turn number 4. It's time to have our iRacing NASRA crank it up. Mr. Dean, it's time to fuel the roar at Daytona. You want the roar.
They pick up the field down the back straightaway. John Ward leading Andrew Harris, Trevor Asronoff the inside line. Very organized as they get 3 wide further on back in the field, but right now call it the top 10 or so, single file, just kind of minding their P's and Q's, trying to get this field towards the end of this race as we're looking at 11 to go at the stripe.
Georgia, Kansas, Georgia, right there. Patton's in that mix as well as they rumble their way down into the trioval, heading back into turn 1. That 31 degrees to make it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to keep up with all week long the coverage of the 2nd annual NASRA 500 King of Daytona, presented by that towing company, Blanchard's Towing and Recovery. As right now it is Ward. He leads them down to the inside as they go into 3.
Yeah, as I go towards turn number 3, you got to think if you're one of these drivers further back outside the top 10, when do you start to make your move here to get in that top 6 to advance? Caution, trouble in the back.
Couple of cars going around. One is the 021. He's had problems earlier. More cars getting on the binders as well. That's, of course, the 89, the 089 of Dustin Shepard. And maybe Dave Collier might be the other one. Colbert, as caution is out again here.
Yeah, Mark Thompson seems to be the guy at the center of all the action tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He gets kind of put 3 wide, kind of just like they came together, and then the 98 comes back up, finishes them off. Both of them go spinning there. Big hits there for those 2 on the outside lane. Not really sure exact number. 03 also, Kenneth McCullough Jr. got a big hit there on the inside. Probably some right front damage on that machine, but that's the number 9 of Chris Blanchard. He's involved in another wreck here tonight. Big hit for him.
I know you're a Yankee. Here's another look at it again as more cars from another angle. What did Blanchard beat that other towing company or that towing company? Hey, and it's really called that towing company. I can't believe it. What?
Oh, hard hit driver's side. Another hard hit driver's side for that 89 machine of Dustin Shepard, too.
By the way, that is Chris Blanchard from that towing company, formerly known as Blanchard's Towing and Recovery. You know we need to change all the logos, right, to make it be ready for Sunday. You know that, right?
It's going to be a
boy,
changing names, new year, new them, I guess. I don't know what's going on.
Full of surprises. You never know what Chris Blanchard's going to do. And my buddy out of Clinton, Maine, has now changed the name to that towing company instead of Blanchard's Towing and Recovery. That towing company. He's caught up in the accident and other cars as well. We step away. We're halfway home, by the way. 8 laps to go. Hopefully we get a restart. We can be able to finish this one under green. Mr. John Ward, the Georgia boy, leading over Harrison Company as we step away from Daytona.
For Murph's Magical Creations, home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Back here at Daytona as we are nearing the end of the racing action of qualifier number 2 in the second half. Tyler Dittmer, Wesley Outland, Bigglestein hopped in. There is drivers making repairs, and my goodness, that's a big list right there, Tyler.
Yeah, it is. A lot of drivers involved in a lot of incidents tonight, but still a lot of drivers on track. Call it, there's a handful of guys still on the lead lap. 27 drivers still in the lead lap as of right now, Wesley. They all still have a chance, but there is no green-white checker to save them later on in the race, so they're going to have to start making moves as we're going to get, I believe, 7 to go when we go green with the lights off the pace car.
Ready for a restart here is, again, John Ward. Bad fast in that Sunoco colors of that 92. Ready to see what he'll do as we'll get ready to go back to green.
Well, for those of you dual watching Sunday Night Football and the NASRA 360 Racing Network coverage, our fellow announcer Wesley's very happy as the Steelers just scored a pole within 1 prior to the extra point. I know he's watching intently.
I promised you, I was like yelling yes, 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 like as a pantomime, as one of them mimes, right? I guess you could feel the emotion coming from the mic silent, Tyler. So, yeah, that's exactly what I was yelling was yes, 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 without making it obvious. So, yeah, go Steelers. Ward, Harris. Yes, sir. 7 laps to go, and hopefully we can be able to finish this one here under green flag conditions because, remember, there's no overtime. They've got to take the checkered flag. If there is a caution after the end of lap 20, race is official. Don't forget, we'll do it tomorrow night. The redneck announcer Jacob Reeves had some other things going on assignment this evening, but he will be joining me for the rest of this thing. Tyler Dittmer, I guess, has announced he's going to be on the C.O.P.S Truck Series with our buddy Jacob Reeves. I'll pop in when I can, and there it is, January 4th through the 10th, and that is what's going down. What a way, Tyler Dittmer, to kick off the new year.
Yeah, a lot of money out there for a lot of these drivers. Pace cars down. Wesley, we're about to go green here again.
Let's give somebody a high five.
Green's out. Green flag. Green
Coming
flag.
back to green. We're back underway. 7 to go here in qualifier race number 2. We haven't even reached the duels yet.
Yeah, we're not yet to the duels, but we'll get there soon enough, Wesley, by the end of the week. John Ward leads, Azwernoth second. Josh McCullough sits third. Cayman Craighead fourth. Mark Vondell, your top 5 as they run. Remember, top 6 advance to the duels on Friday night. Trouble in the middle of the field. 3 cars involved. The 20's involved. Cole Larson's around. Hard contact into the outside wall.
Yellow.
And the yellow is out.
Yeah, I think they were trying to stay green as more cars are slamming into him. Oh, man, what heartbreak. Another multi-car accident, and they're going to have to get here on a scrum fast to get that accident cleared up and try to finish this thing. Here's another bolt popper instant replay. And if you will, Tyler, you saw it right there, a little bad bump draft coming off the corner and then other cars collected. I think we were going to try to stay green flag until that other car of Larson tries to get back going. There you see the man right there of Tristan Bruce, right? He had already made it in to Friday's race, but he bought back, and then all of a sudden, look at this car, nowhere to go. Larson, T-bones right there, and I think that's what finally triggered the yellow flag.
Yeah, that's Peyton Johnson. That's on Larson to not hold. He's got to hold the brake there. His car was going down to the inside. If he holds the brake, the car stops there, probably middle or the bottom of the track. If you don't hold the brake, car comes back up. Johnson had already committed at that point because he saw the 20 going down. He's like, all right, you should be good. But if you're not holding the brake and that wheel is still turned like you're trying to save it, you're going to come back up. See, all he can see is smoke ahead. He sees the car going down. He's like, all right, I'm going to go up. And bang, the 20 comes back up, and that's going to end Peyton Johnson's night as well as Cole Larson. They're both done for the day.
So the yellow flag out again.
And that all really started with the 41 coming up in 1 and 2 and turning Larson around. It looks like the 41's getting the EOL. I'm not really sure who the 41 is. They said 41, but maybe they meant something else. I don't see a 41 on my timing. Oh, David Calvert on timing and scoring.
It might be the 041 on the entry list. Yeah, that's what it is. Yep.
Yeah, I'll have to I'll wait for final positive control from race control there. But Peyton Johnson's done for the day. Cole Larson's done for the day. Those drivers out with a lot of damage, Wesley.
Hey, believe it or not, he lives down in actually, he lives in Clover, South Carolina. That's on the other side of the Palmetto State. I'm in Dillon right now, not home. Oh, boy, long weekend. The things we do, 2026 is here. And Tyler, I don't know if you realize this or not, buddy, but this will be my 30th year as a broadcaster. I started announcing in 13, man, and right out of the gate to start the new year, got one of the grueling iRacing events, the NASRA 500, and, of course, the New Year's Bash in real life. And thank the good Lord above for being able to be working with people like yourself and others. And 30 years.
Yeah,
in my next 30 years, what am I going to do?
Hey, you never know. The world is your oyster, Wesley. But I have confirmed from race control the 41 of David Calvert was responsible for that wreck spinning around the 20. He gets the EOL. We see another driver taking the wave around there. Not entirely sure who that is. Or is that David? Oh, that's Dave Calvert. There's two Calverts here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Dave and David. So Dave's getting a lap back here. That'll get him back on the lead lap. But, Wesley, I don't know how many laps we're going to have by the time we go green. I'm thinking we're going to get about 3 laps to go, almost kind of like an overtime finish. But it's that 6th place battle, that battle for 6. Tristan Bruce, who's already locked himself in from a top 3 earlier today. He's sitting in 7th behind Matthew Patton, who holds on to that last transfer spot. And meanwhile, our biggest mover of the night, Wesley, Mark Vondell, he's up 22 spots. He's inside the top 6 right now.
I'm sorry, guys. I just jumped out of my chair. I about tipped my chair over. I thought there was a fumble there on the Ravens. I cannot stand the Ravens, okay? The dirty birds, as I call them. Screw them. Yeah, I can't stand Baltimore. All right, let's get back to green. Hopefully we can finish this thing. I'm going to have a heart attack, man. I'm watching the game and calling the race, and I about turned the chair over. Y'all about heard the chair hit the floor. As we get ready for a restart here, what a run for the Toyota of John Ward, man. What a solid run for him. And Alan, here we go. I'm sorry. I called you Alan Dietz, the guy that I've been calling races with for the last 3 days, Tyler. Trevor Asronoff from Augusta, Georgia. This guy finished in the podium in race number 1, but look at what he does. He turns around and he buybacks. And we saw the success of this last year. And I think it's only $10 to buy back. But, I mean, it's like drag racing. If you don't have a good drag race, if you lose in the first round, you can buy back. Karting, you can do the same thing for entry fees. And, obviously, this is exactly what we're seeing right now as Asronoff is trying to one-up the competition, the man in second on the racetrack right now.
Yeah, and if he finishes in that top 6 again, then that next transfer spot moves down another spot, which right now is 7th place. 7th, 8th, Andrew Harris, Tristan Bruce. And if Bruce finishes in the top 6, that moves another spot down for the transfer into the duels, Wesley. So you could finish top 8 tonight and get yourself locked in to Friday night in the dual races.
fumble by the Steelers, and they got the football back. I love it. Or the Ravens, they fumbled. All right, let's do it again, baby. We're hopefully going to take this thing to a 3-lap shootout. Now, remember, audience, just like in race 1, won by Malik Ray, if there is a caution on lap 20, as we prepare for takeoff, pardon the pun, with the plane taking off in the background, there you go. Look at this. Say hello, Air Force One. We'll get ready to go back to green as Ward is looking to win this thing. But no, back to all seriousness. If Tyler, they cannot finish this race, remember, they will finish under caution with 20 laps completed. We saw it happen with Malik Ray. Right now, John Ward, Azranoth, if you're keeping track, he finished second in qualifier number 1 a moment ago. He's got to one him up as we come back to green here.
As we're back under the green flag, John Ward out front, Azranoth there outside of him, row number 1. Pretty even, but Ward has no help as he comes down towards 1 and 2. Very squirrely in the back. Next flag, whether it's caution or white, will definitely end this race. We only have 3 to go, Wesley. As they work their way towards 1 and 2, Azranoth powers through, takes the lead.
Field works their way with 3 to go down the Daytona Super Stretch, and we got trouble. Car sideways, 0-21 around. It's Thompson. Other cars around. John Ward spins. Cars starting to scramble inside and outside. We say green flag. They're not going to change it up just yet as we shuffle the leaders now. Azranoth to the lead. Craighead down to the top spot. He's on the outside lane. Here comes Harrison McCullough. They come firing in on all cylinders, inside, outside. 2 to go at the line.
And I guess a really good job by race control there, keeping it green. I think that's the best case for everyone. We get to see hopefully these last 2 laps play out under green. Cameron Craighead, though, your race leader, he's leading Andrew Harris there on the outside lane. Azranoth stuck in second on the bottom there as they exit turn number 2. Side by side, 2 by 2.
2 by 2 like Noah leading the virtual animals to the ark, side by side. As they thunder down, we might go 3 wide. Here goes Bruce trying to jump out of line. Remember, he finished 3rd in the first qualifier. He now wants more positions. He told us he was going to buy back. Here they come, rumbling, stumbling, bumbling off of turn number 4. Cars shooting through the gap. 1 to go as they come to the line. Presented by Darren's Detail and Shine. Final lap around. Here comes the green machine up in front. It's the driver up in front of Craighead. Will he hold on? 1 to go in turn 1.
Yeah, he's right now got 2, call it 3 cars back to his outside. But when does Azranoth, sitting in second, make that move? He can't wait too long as they come off of 2. Outside lane's a little bit further back. If he wants to make the move, he probably needs to do it before he gets covered there on the outside. So it looks like Matthew David Woods. Oh, he gets turned. Azranoth gets turned in the front of the field as they come towards 3 and 4. Craighead, Matthew David Wood with the run, coming to the bottom.
And they will not race to the caution because, remember, they took the white flag. If you will, remember, Tyler, we still stay green even though they're wrecking. Here they come to the line. Craighead's in the lead. He'll hold on to the lead. Harris, will he pull out of line for second? He will not. Cameron Craighead is going to win Florida Cabinet Distributors. Race number 2 in the field implodes coming on the cool-down lap and 1. Oh, Cameron Craighead literally just impelled his car going into turn 1, and the field imploded from within coming to the checkered flag. But the race is over. It will be Cameron Craighead winning qualifier race number 2, presented by Florida Cabinet Distributors.
Wow, what a finish.
How about that?
Wow. It looked like Matthew David Wood had the chance coming through 3 and 4, but he had no help behind him. Craighead got in front of Andrew Harris, and he had all the help. And your top 6 advancing, Cameron Craighead, Andrew Harris, Ryan Johnson, Tristan Bruce, Matthew Wood, Josh McCullough. Now, if you know, ladies and gentlemen, Bruce had already advanced from the last one. So the next driver in is Matthew Patton, who finishes 7th. He should be advancing as well. Now onto the duels.
The man from Oak Trout, Virginia, from the Commonwealth, picking up the win. He will get it done. Again, those 6 drivers transfer, as you mentioned, to the duels, or to the duels on Friday night, unless they buy back. Matthew Patton, Tyler Goodman, Fuzzy Mongold, Dustin Cowan, top 10 right there. As we'll go about midway through. Richard Elliott, David Calvert, he had problems earlier. So did Brandon Wallace, Ed Osborne, Kenneth. Here's a look at the last lap as we showed you the top 15 there in the finishing order there, Tyler.
Yeah, finish out the rest of the field real quick. Charlie Morgan, Dave Calvert, J.D. Larson, Miles Bagley, and Jeff Bergener are your top 20. Then you go back to Curtis Banks, Mark Vondell, Trevor Azwarnoff. Mark Vondell, last driver on the lead lap. Azwarnoff finishes 1 lap down, as well as Thompson 2 laps down, with John Ward 2 laps down for getting in trouble there late. He's involved in that incident. Peyton Johnson, Cole Larson, Chris Blanchard, Dustin Shepard, and Stephen Miles round out your top 30. Joey Creech, only other driver on track, finished 18 laps down to 31st.
There it is the rest of the finishing order there. Creech, LaBeouf, oh, there it's all them, 31 cars. Wow, it was a fun one. We're going to take a break. When we come back, the Green Machine, Mean Machine, like from The Longest Yard, if you will.
Yeah,
the Green Machine, the race lap number 33 from Virginia, Cameron Craighead. We talk to him next from Daytona. Stay with us.
Craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime is Florida Cabinet Distributors. With over 20 years in business and 39 years of woodmaking experience, they proudly serve Northeast Florida to Southeast Georgia, delivering custom woodwork that combines precision, beauty, and durability. Whether you're dreaming of a custom kitchen, bathroom vanity, fireplace and mantle, entertainment center, outdoor kitchen, or even a full library, we can build it at Florida Cabinet Distributors, exactly the way that you envision. Hey, no project is too big or too small. If it's made of wood, Florida Cabinet Distributors can make it. Call or text Steve today. Yes, they gave us his personal cell number, 904-874-3442. That's 904-874-3442 to book today. Florida Cabinet Distributors, craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime.
Florida Cabinet Distributors qualifier race number 2 is in the books, and the man Cameron Craighead from Bow Trout, Virginia, picking up the win. Unfortunately, he is nowhere to be found for post-race. If you can hear the sound of my voice, Bow Treat, Virginia driver of Craighead, please report to the NASRA Special Events Discord for post-race. Guys that know this place very well and interviews very well is second and third, and that is my buddy, Mr. Andrew Harris. Andrew, you'll settle for the second position. Got kind of wild out there. Your take of finishing second, and obviously knowing unless you want to buy back, you got a guaranteed spot into Friday night's duels, sir.
Yeah, same as always. Just kind of holding on there at the end. Got crazy. Somebody's engine blew, I think, on the bottom row, which gave us a huge head of steam on the top. Like I said, coming into 3, I just grabbed somebody's bumper and I was like, all right, Mr. Hey Dude, the Cameron here. I was like, I'm just gonna push him until he wins. So I'm just glad to be in it. I do not think I'm gonna rebuy back into it. I'm just gonna ride this out, see what happens.
Well, Harris, you decided to go with Craighead after MDW went to the inside in 3 and 4 and just kind of push him there. You said that was kind of your plan, getting in that top 6 and advancing into the duels Friday. What does it mean now to just have that weight off your chest? You can just focus on, hey, I got one more race and I'm in the big show.
Yeah, I'm glad. I tried to do this in the Talladega thing and ended up making it to the duel and making a mistake there. So just gonna not do that. Hopefully this time and make it into the big actual show and just see what happens.
Well, buddy, before we let you go, man, give us your sponsors, bud, and we'll obviously see what you do in that 87 on Friday night.
Yeah, obviously got to thank Michael J. Steele for putting this paint scheme together. Blanchard is always being on the car. You guys for putting this on, and NASRA and a whole, and my wife for letting me do this.
There's the thoughts of Andrew Harris from Salina, Kansas, the man that normally competes a lot on their NASRA competition, obviously. In this event, he says, I'm going to rest for the rest of the week. He knows Friday night he is in one of the dual races. That's Andrew Harris. Let's grab now another driver of success. It is Ryan Johnson, one of the men on the second all-time list of the world of NASRA at 41 career wins. Ryan Johnson, broadcast booth man. Hope you had a great Christmas cheesehead. How's things going up in Salem? And are you going to buy back, or are you happy with third, ready for the duel on Friday?
A little cold. Hope y'all's Christmases and New Year's were good to you. I already purchased one more rebuy. I might take another crack at it. But it probably won't be until either Tuesday or Wednesday. But yeah, I'm thrilled with the third place. My luck at these tracks are typically just awful. So, I mean, I grabbed Harris's bumper and I just tried to stay on it. I still had like 40 seconds of damage from that first wreck, and I knew I was going to be able to do anything on my own. So I was just trying to find somebody to push and be pushed, to try to be sandwiched in the middle. And fortunately, we were able to do that, and we had a hell of a run at the end there, and yeah, I'll take third. I'm tickled pink.
There you go, Ryan Johnson. And look at the sparks on that car as he's bottoming out, coming to the finish of this thing there, Tyler.
Yeah, tiny horse. You know, you go from the road course of Portland to the super speedway of Daytona in two very different vehicles. What's your mindset coming into these races here where really anything can happen?
Honestly, most of the time it's just survive. You do a little practice and with the drafting, see if anything's changed on the car in practice with, some guys, and some randoms like that you haven't raced with before, and try to learn as much as you can. But ultimately, you got to be kind of lucky. You got to be in the right place at the right time, and we were fortunate to have that tonight. So we'll take this. We might do one more. I want to say maybe just one more, and then nothing else. The duel.
I've used up my bandwidth on my AT&T.
Well, man, before we let you go, thank your sponsors, and congrats again on the top three.
Yeah, I just got to thank everyone at NASRA for putting this on. You guys have been the booth for broadcasting, and my teammates Dustin, Jeff, and kind of MDW tonight. So wish them luck, and hopefully we can get some more good friends into the duels and future races here.
Well, hey, Ryan, I got to ask you this question, man. What's your take of NASRA and obviously having a big event of this caliber? I know we done the race last year, but we did it right around mid-February, right? February, March. Now, this event, so we don't, step on PGR 500 or any other events of that caliber that are Daytona promoted events. What is your take of what they've done coming right out of the gate with the first race of the year, besides the C.O.P.S race at Portland at the road course Friday night, but this monster event to put it together in? What's your take of what we're seeing so far in night one?
Yeah, wild change from Portland to this style of racing, but yeah, I mean they're hitting it early and hitting it hard this year. Beginning of January, it's kind of wild. I completely forgot about it, and it's early. It's some aggressiveness, but some good racing in there, some good pushes. I'm looking forward to what we can do and what we're going to see here. Hopefully, I want to say hopefully it cleans up the next couple nights, but it's play racing. You never know. So.
Are you happy with third, or are you going to buy back, Ryan? I mean, there is a guarantee to go into third in the Friday's duels, but are you going to try to buy back in the race, man, or are you content?
Yeah, I purchased one extra rebuy initially. I did my initial entry fee and then 2 rebuys. Because so far, typically with these races, I've needed at least 3 races. So I was like, well, I'll just start with 3.
Gotcha.
I'm not going to use the third one tonight. It'll be a different night, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday if I do it. But yeah, happy we're in the duel.
And regardless, he's in the duel, no doubt, no matter what. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the man from, of course, Wisconsin, our buddy, Mr. Ryan Johnson. Third on the all-time win list at 41 career NASRA wins, and the all-time career champion also of previous series events in the Xfinity and obviously trucks and whatnot. So, thanks again, Ryan Johnson. We're going to take a break, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, Tyler Dittmer, your final take of qualifier number 2. Thanks again to Florida Cabinet Distributors. We're going to go off air, and we're coming back live because they're wanting us to keep each race on a separate stream. So that's what I was meaning to say, my friend. But your final take of qualifier number 2, and hey, there was craziness, there was crashing, but they still raced to the checkered flag, and it was, of course, Craig Head getting it done. Unfortunately, Craig Head not available for interview, but big congratulations to him, Tyler.
Yeah, just great job on race control, letting them run it to the end of those last 3 laps, and looking forward to race number 3.
We take a break. We're going to reset things. That towing company, that other towing company, that is unfortunately known as Blanchard's Towing. This has been Florida Cabinet Distributors. Qualifier number 2 coming up the Brickyard. Qualifier number 3, the final one of the night for Brady LaBeouf, Cody Knott, everybody at NASRA. Hey, by the way, in the chat box, we do acknowledge that there might be an invalid Discord on the link for the flyer. We're going to work on that as well. But we're going to take a break. And, of course, with Tyler Dittmer, Dean Hopton on production, I'm Wesley Outland. We're back in a moment. Qualifier 3 to wrap up night 1 in the road to the NASRA 500, the King of Daytona, presented by Blanchard's Towing, that tow company. Back in a moment.